When men are the Mr. Nice Guy. Now, this is a topic that came up in an episode of Share Your Story that I recorded today with Sean, which I'll share this evening on YouTube. But this is something that I feel needs to be discussed when men are Mr. Nice Guy, because when men are the nice guy in a relationship, particularly, often what they do is appease to every want and need of their wife, their partner, or their girlfriend. They often will pedestal her, and this essentially means that they are a people pleaser in some way, shape, or form. And women can be people pleasers, it's very common as well. But this people pleasing is in regards to being the nice guy. And what this often means is that you, if you're listening and this is you as a man, often don't have boundaries. You often don't put your wants and needs out there. It's often all about what the woman wants. And this can sound noble and chivalrous and all of those things. And women, will often, I've heard it before, often say that they want the nice guy. But what happens is that women eventually lose respect for the nice guy. Women will eventually, whether they know they're doing it or not, begin to walk all over the nice guy, because you need boundaries. You need to have your own wants and needs. You need, that to and fro in a relationship. And if the woman's just getting everything that they want in the relationship, she's eventually going to lose respect for you as a man as well. So Mr. Nice Guy is not something that, as a man, that really fits into the qualities of being masculine or masculinity. And if you're listening, whether you're man or woman, just because you're not Mr. Nice Guy, it doesn't mean that you're then instantly an arsehole. There's a whole range of things in between, because I think I've talked about this before, and I've had, many comments saying, oh, well, I'd prefer Mr. Nice Guy to the arsehole. That's great. But there's a whole plethora of stuff in between being Mr. Nice Guy and being the asshole. So it's about finding a space where you've got your own personal boundaries, where you're able to speak up for what you want, and where you are worthy, and where you know that you won't lose love just because you speak up for your own wants and needs. Because often people pleasing comes from a place of, fear, that you will lose love or lose the relationship. And often it's linked to, what you've experienced in childhood. Many people experience this, but it's becoming aware of it, putting your boundaries in place, and not just being the nice guy, but being, your true self. You can be nice, but you can also have boundaries.
Okay. There's. Oh my god, look at this. What is this now? Oh, this is interesting. I didn't know birds can do this. You mean they can fly in slow motion? What is the video which is in slow motion? Oh, no, it was the bird flying in slow motion. That's pretty cool, man.
So, a therapist gave 5 situations in the video and described how people with certain mental illnesses would react in these situations. And I found it fascinating. And I'm very curious how you guys would react to these situations. I'm only going to talk about one of them because TikTok is a very short platform, but I will link the video in the comments if you guys want. And for context, the disorders he was talking about was paranoid personality disorder, which is a disorder that has a lot to do with paranoia and also a lot of anger towards people they think are trying to hurt them, and vindictiveness. Antisocial personality disorder, which is colloquially referred to as sociopathy by a lot of people. Narcissistic personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, and obsessive compulsive personality disorder, which is very distinct from OCD, by the way. I'll get into that later. So the situation is, you're walking down an aisle at a grocery store, and you come across a wallet with $100 in it. What do you think? What do you do? I suggest pausing it right here and know what you would do before you listen to the rest of them, because I think that's more interesting. So the first one is antisocial personality disorder. Sociopaths, quote unquote. But they will just look at it and say, easy money. And he also notes that they might think, maybe this person is still around and maybe they drop more money. And what I find interesting about this is how impersonal it is. Like, the thought of the other person does not even occur to the individual. Then there's borderline personality disorder. They think, am I the kind of person that's willing to take somebody's money like this? Like an inner conflict, which illustrates their identity disturbance and how they're just really not sure if they're capable of even doing something like that. And also a shame component there. Somebody with narcissistic is going to think, well, this person was so stupid and irresponsible that they don't even deserve this money. I have NPD, so I kind of relate to that. But what you'll notice is that there's a judgment going on. The narcissist wants to judge the other person to justify their actions, as opposed to somebody with ASPD who doesn't even care, like at all. Then there's paranoid personality disorder, and the therapist says that they would think, how dare somebody leave this money here to trick me? They better hope I never find them. I think that's an exaggeration personally, but it does highlight a very important aspect of paranoid personality disorder. They think everyone's out to get them, and on top of that, they're very vengeful about it. They're like they don't have this victim mentality about it. They're thinking, oh, I'm going to find that person that is trying to ruin me, and I'll get them first. Somebody with obsessive compulsive personality disorder is going to think, well, I have to stick around and basically make sure I can return this money to them. People with obsessive compulsive personality disorder, most of their identity, maybe not most of it, but a big portion of it, is based off their own morality. If they can't be strictly adhered to their moral codes, then they will struggle a lot. And there also might be some judgment there because they do think that if somebody's disorganized or sloppy or not completely dedicating themselves to their work, they might have a judgment there, and that can be mistaken for narcissistic personality disorder a lot. I'm really curious what you guys think, and if you do or don't have a disorder, what you would think in those situations, because some of them are really easy to understand for me, some of them very hard to, and I kind of want to get your guys' opinion.
What would you do in such a situation? Oh, I'd like to know.
Believe why all compasses point to the north. Don't miss the latest revelation. You will be shocked. Forget Everest. The tallest mountain on Earth is Rupes Nigris, a black rock composed of magnetic rocks, a secret that the world must not know. Science and the media deliberately hide it. Why? Because if the world knew that such an enormous mountain exists at the center of the Earth, it would change the course of history and destroy the theory of the Earth being a globe. This mountain is located at the center of the North Pole, and it is also the center of the Earth's magnetic field. It is so tall that its peaks reach the clouds. Observe how the wind is blocked by its immense size. It is said to measure over 100 kilometers in height and 64 kilometers in diameter. This could explain why all compasses point to this location. And the strangest thing is that the most powerful company in the world, BlackRock, bears the name of this mountain. Is it a mere coincidence? Or has this name been deliberately chosen by the global elites who have planned everything?
Oh my god, what do you about that? Oh, that's...
Alright, Dad, I know you crunched some data. Tell me the top 5 most expensive vehicles to maintain that we see in here.
Alright, so I went over all the data for the last 2 years just to see what the average repair order would be on the most expensive car lines. And we got the most expensive, and we also have the least expensive, which we're going to do in a future video. So the most expensive, though, starting with number 5, is Volkswagen. Volkswagen, every one of these vehicles, the average repair order, so meaning every time the vehicle comes in, the average repair order is over $1,000. So what I did was took 2 years worth of data, crunched it up, and that's what it comes out to be. Now, they're not all, some of them are going to be 200, but some of them are going to be 6,000. So, but the average is over 1,000. So that's quite expensive. That's a pretty high repair order. So number 5, Volkswagen. Number 4 is BMW. And what do these things have in common so far? They have oil leaks. That's those two's biggest issues are oil leaks on those two vehicles. But pretty common on European vehicles for oil leaks. Number 3, Dodge Ram, or I'm sorry, I always say Dodge Ram. Blow me up in the comments, that's fine. Ram trucks. These things have got motor problems, they leak oil, they have lifter issues. There's just a ton of issues with these vehicles. So they're expensive to fix. Number 2, Land Rover. You watch
That's not surprising.
Yeah, you watch one of our previous videos or several of our previous videos.
Oh, we have lots of Land Rover videos.
Lots of Land Rover videos. I don't know where to begin on these things. They have lots of engine problems. They're just
Coolant issues.
Oh yeah, coolant issues. There's just tons of problems with those vehicles. And then number one, the Land Rover sister, is Jaguar.
Oh yeah.
And that average repair order is actually over $1,500. So
that's not surprising.
A lot of money in these things. Again, those two, oil leaks, engine problems, electrical problems, a lot of different stuff, suspension issues, things like that. So those are the top 5 most expensive vehicles to repair as far as on a everyday basis in our shop, in this shop. So hope that helps, and we are going to have one with the lowest
the least expensive ones. Yeah. There's a couple on there I wasn't expecting, so
I know
I'm interested.
There were some surprises on that.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Thanks, man.
All right.
Oh my god, that's interesting. What? Opening another pre-installed vault. Oh, pre-installed vault. Let's see what was in the vault. Looks like some water or something like that. Yo, what do you think is that? Is it normal water? Oh, that's very interesting. This one was very interesting. They're just lovely. So lovely. Show love to animals, people, just everything around you, man. You see, that way you can have a world full of love and good vibes. Oh, what was that? Press
I'm
now.
deleting this in 22 hours, so the fact that you are seeing this right now, there is no chance that you are seeing this by accident. Your angels are saying that you can see for yourself that your subconscious thoughts are coming to surface. And this is because right now, especially with the energy and Mercury retrograde, you are getting little glimpses of your future. You are so sensitive to this energy, and this energy wants you to create. And so you are put in this creative flow where you are getting ideas, these glimpses. It's important that you channel the right thoughts and use this energy into something that you truly want to see unfold for you and your life. You are getting ahead here. I'm seeing that you'll be able to create a solid foundation for yourself, and even when it comes to business. Your angels are saying to give yourself space and time without any distractions. Literally putting your phone down, putting away social media, concentrating on what you need to concentrate on, because before your eyes, you are going to be winning at all costs in all areas of your life. Save this video if it found you, because I promise you it's not going to be up, and if it's truly meant for you, it's going to find you.
Ha! Yo, much love to yourself, man.
Everything seems pretty normal up until this point. You'll see some pictures here in a moment, but then about here, things get a little strange. So now we're going to go through a series of pictures where you see the little girl have a range of emotions, and then right about here, she sees something wrong as he pulls away. What does she see? Well, we're all about to see it for ourselves as he stands up and looks at the camera right here. What's weird is somehow the guy holding the microphone misses this part. But here, very soon, he's going to notice something that is amiss. I think that'll be right about here. And he looks a little... I think that'll be right about here. And he looks a little disturbed. After seeing this, he quickly walks away, and then acts like nothing ever happened. Look at his face. Yikes. You also see a couple of Elvis's men seeing everything as it happens. One of them steps in front of the camera. The other man goes directly for the eye that was just melting. Here we go again, in real time. See Elvis's guy step in front of the camera right here? Then the other guy goes right for the eye.
What? Oh my god. Wow, that's
People
scary.
that sun gaze. Little do they not know, they have been upgrading their rods. Because they have been giving their eyes the food that it needs, which is light. These people are now able to see something that is invisible. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people oftentimes tell me that they see a ball of energy at the very center of their vision. And I already did a video about this. I called it the eye of the eye. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Everything I said in this video is true, guys. At the very center of your vision lies consciousness. Because these Sungazers have been given their eyes the food that it needs, which is light, they are now operating from an upgraded vision, and they are able to see things that are invisible. They are able to see invisible frequencies that they wouldn't be able to see otherwise if they hadn't had gave their eyes the energy they need. So,
oh my god, oh, yeah, you see, what? This is interesting. This is lovely, man. Yo, that's wonderful.
Two people in the Australian military are suing the Australian Department of Defense for being dumb. Long story short, these two soldiers were fishing in an inflatable boat in northern Queensland. They then decided to go swimming in northern Queensland, and they were both attacked by a large crocodile. They claimed that they weren't prepared for a situation like this and weren't warned of the dangers. Now, I don't know about you, but one of the first things that I think about when I think of Australia in water are crocodiles. They're trying to get 1.5 million Australian dollar dues for it as well. And they're probably gonna get it because the world is going crazy. And for some reason, these two guys had to be told not to swim in crocodile-infested waters in northern Australia.
Yo, what's up, good ones, fam? Thanks for watching again up to this far. You see, it's always interesting seeing humans and animals interact and share love. You see, just that genuine love and compassion is very good and warming to the heart. I wish you should do the same. Send love and caring, and me share love and caring to those around you. See, spread much love, respect. Big up to all guys leaving a comment there. Josie, big up to yourself for the wonderful work and even for hitting the super thanks. You see, it's lovely. God bless you. Let's keep watching.
If you've ever wondered if you had psychic abilities, I'm going to test you for them right now. Okay, so you're going to need to stay with me. We're going to do several tests to find out what exact abilities that you have. But by the end of this, you will be clear on what your natural abilities are. So let's begin. First thing that I want you to do is just kind of settle in wherever you are. We're not going to do any kind of meditation or anything like that. I just want you to get comfortable. And once you're comfortable, I want you to take a deep breath and hold it at the top. And on the exhale, I want you to let go of your day. You have nowhere to be, nothing to do. Just stay present with me and my voice. And now I want to invite you to close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, I want you to think about the room that you're in. Don't open your eyes, keep them closed. Begin to see the room that you're in, the same way that you see a memory. Can you see any art or paintings on the wall? Keeping your eyes closed, are you aware of any of the furniture that's in the room? Are you able to see that in your mind's eye? Stay here for a moment, focusing on any images that come as you're thinking about the room that you're in. And if any of the images begin to fade, that's okay. Just bring them back. Just do the best that you can do. Now, the imagery that you're aware of, I want you to see how vivid you can make it in your mind's eye. How much detail can you bring an awareness to at once? Can you see the whole entire room and all of its contents? Or are you only able to focus on one thing at a time? Whatever it is, just do the best that you can. Okay, so now go ahead and open your eyes. If you weren't able to get anything in this exercise, don't worry. I'm going to test you on some of your other senses. If you did very well on this, chances are your sense is psychic vision. But let's keep going to see if you have more than one. Again, I want to invite you to close your eyes, settle in wherever you are, and just listen to my voice. I want you to imagine that you're at a train station and you're sitting outside near the tracks, waiting for the train to come in. And as you're sitting outside, you begin to hear the train coming into the station. Notice what you're hearing. Notice the sounds that everything's making that are around you. Can you hear the train on the tracks? Can you hear other people? What else is happening around you? Just notice of the other sounds that you're hearing. Just stay here for a moment, focusing on what you hear. Are you hearing these sounds very loud, or is it more subtle? Be aware of that as well. I want you to really focus now on everything that you're hearing in this moment. Now go ahead and relax, open your eyes. This exercise tests for psychic hearing. If you're able to hear everything that was going on at the train station in great detail and it was loud, not subtle, chances are your abilities are psychic hearing. Now, if you weren't able to do this and you didn't get anything, don't get discouraged. We're going to move on to the next one to see if that one's yours. So let's begin. Go ahead and sit down, settle in wherever you are. Again, this is not going to be a meditation. I want you to close your eyes and just be present. Now, I want you to imagine that you're just outside of a door, and on the other side of that door, there's two people arguing. You can't really hear them. You can't really hear what's going on. All you're aware of is that there's a heated argument going on the other side of that door. All of a sudden, the arguing stops, and the people leave through another door, but you don't see them. Now, the door that's in front of you, I want you to open it and walk through it into this room where this heated argument just took place. What do you notice? What do you feel as you walk into this room where all of this tension just happened? Bring an awareness to your body. Notice the sensations that you're feeling. Is there anything that feels tight, loose, or something else? Just really sit here for a minute, focusing on your body, noticing what you're feeling, sensing the energy in the room. Maybe you begin to experience different emotions. If you do, become aware of that. Give them a name. Is it anger? Is it frustration? Is it sadness? Whatever you're feeling, just notice it. Maybe you're feeling more than one emotion. If you are, which one's more intense? Now go ahead and open your eyes. How was that one for you? Was it really easy to feel the energy of the argument in the room? Did you feel some intense emotion when you were in there? If you were able to sense the heavy energy from the arguing that was happening in that room, chances are your ability is psychic feeling. Now, if you didn't get anything from all three of these exercises, I want you to know that doesn't mean that you're not psychic. As a matter of fact, everyone has psychic abilities. Every single person, there is no exception. The only thing that it takes for you to develop them is a willingness to. So if you didn't get anything from these exercises, I want you to know that you can learn this. And that's why you're going to give me a follow, because all of my content teaches you how.
Oh, no progress. Secret tunnel hidden underground 2000 years ago, filled with mysteries and priceless antique treasures. Wow! They see the treasures that they are saying. Oh my god! Tunnel hidden 2000 years ago. Okay. I am very curious to see what 2000 years ago people were up to. Let's see the antique treasures they are saying. Oh, what do you think? You can guess what they'll find out. Maybe some stone tools, some necklace made of stones. Oh, who knows? 2000 years ago, I think people were still primitive. What do you think about that? Oh, let's see what they'll find out. We shall be surprised. Maybe they might as well come up with a vacuum cleaner, and we shall be surprised how people from 2000 years ago had that. Anyway, let's keep watching and find out what's going to happen. Oh, what did they come up with? Oh my god. Why is this guy digging with his hand? And he's a tunnel. Oh, he just has to go slowly. Oh, let's see. Oh, but I don't get the idea of using the hands. Oh, or maybe he doesn't want to destroy those artifacts down there the more he keeps digging. Okay, maybe something like that. Let's see. Oh my god, what is that now? Looks like a lamp. What do you call that? The stuff that usually lights on a lamp. What do you call it? No. The thread that sucks paraffin from a lamp. Oh, I'm not coming up with the name. But anyway, if you have an idea, you can say in the comment section. The lamp that you put kerosene and there's some stuff there, sack of cloth, which sucks kerosene from the lamp and you light it. This stuff looks like it. Oh, I don't know what it is, but oh, let's keep watching. 2000 years ago, but people have been using that. I doubt. Because if people were using that 2000 years ago, I'd be really surprised and somehow wonder, and even a little bit disappointed. Because you are still using that here, and I'd be really surprised why people have not yet developed. 2000 years later, we are still using something that people used 2000 years ago. I see. Anyway, this looks also like some skin of a snake or something like that. What is this? Oh, please guess. Guess in the comment section. And guess what these guys might come up with. Oh, but this is really surprising. Oh, it looks like a snake. A skin of a snake that maybe was used to guard this, what? This tunnel entrance or something like that. Oh, let's see. Who knows what this is? Oh my god. I'm really curious and interested to see and know what's going on down there. Or this guy is from 2000 years ago. What could they have hidden down there that's so precious? And priceless. Just imagine. Oh my god. It must be something crazy, definitely. Interesting, something that could be of great value. Oh, not even monetary wise, but just as a, what do you call them? Stuff from the past, the treasures or, those stuff. You can say when you know in the comment section. What do you call stuff from the past that you can store in the future and show people? Like the ones in museums. That name is not coming, but anyway, much love to everybody out there. If you can understand what I'm saying, you can help me in the comment section. Like the things put in museums that were found in the past. There's no specific name there is, but it's not coming right now. You see? Anyway, much love to everyone. You guys watching these videos, you're very lovely and wonderful. And I wish the universe could reward you. See? Even leaving a comment there is wonderful and is some good vibes gesture.
Hey, y'all remember this one right here? The guy that goes missing in Oregon? Watch this.
Guy goes missing in Oregon, and the last thing he caught on camera is terrifying.
Deschutes, Oregon. Well, close to Bend, Oregon. I brought the 8-person tent, or the 6-person tent. I haven't pulled this thing out in a long time, so I thought first of the season I should pull that out, give it a go. It's about that time. Sun is setting. I think it's about 8 o'clock. Should be dark out here in less than an hour. You can get a little bit over there through the trees. Beautiful night. Definitely going to be turning in early though. I've been woken up by god noises. Yeah, you can hear it. Something from that side. Sounds right outside the tent. There's something right outside the tent. That can't be. That gets us. That's someone's messing around with the rocks out there. Jesus Christ. Leave me alone! Flashlight. I can't see a god thing outside this night vision. Jesus Christ. I don't know where the chased me off. I'm wondering the god darkness. Flashlight. Who did this?
Oh my god! Give me that wonderful
I learned an
guy!
interesting fact the other day that 80% of the population is, in fact, actually not self-aware.
You're kidding.
Oh my god! Ah.
Now, they're all sitting at the beach in the beginning of the film, and the most perceptive of all, the little girl, I don't remember what her name is, but she is the first to notice that there's a ship approaching, okay? And it doesn't seem to be stopping, this oil tanker in the distance. Now, the oil tanker is called the White Line. Now, the dad, you'll notice throughout the entire film, he's always the last to be made aware of something. He's the most imperceptive, like Homer Simpson, but also just incredibly docile, compliant, uncritical, lacks any awareness of the severity of the situation. He's always the last to find out. In fact, the order of finding out things is displayed eloquently in this film. And this is why this movie, whether it was, sponsored by the Obamas and you don't like them politically or not, it is so well meticulously crafted, right down to every single prop, every single use of screen time. You really have to watch it a few times to understand these things. So the first person who always figures things out is the youngest child, okay? So if you're familiar with Orwellian literature, you'll know that there's always some dystopian undertones there because the children are the ones who effectively rule the world and they see these things. So the youngest girl always notices things first. Next is the mother, Julia Roberts. She's always next in the movie to pick up on the bad stuff that's about to happen. Then it's Ethan Hawke. Then it's the son. Okay, so probably a bit of gynocentrism there, if you will, but I'll let you be the judge of that. Anyways, they start running from this ship that runs aground, okay? And the ship is called White Lion. Now, why this is so important is because I had to do some research on this. Nobody's picked up on this yet either. White Lion is, in fact, one of the first slave ships to ever come to America in the year 1619. So already you're starting to see the narrative here about civil war, right? So just keep that in mind because there's a lot of stuff to talk about here. So the White Lion, 1619. Almost immediately after that, these two new characters present themselves. So what's happening is this family of four is staying in like this Airbnb situation, okay? And these are the actual owners of the home. Now, because there was this massive cyber attack, they live in the city, they have this house out in the country where our primary characters have went for the weekend to get away from the city. They come back because there's been a blackout. They don't exactly know what's going on yet. And of course, it leads to a variety of different tensions between the two families. Now, interestingly, what a lot of people are not going to get here is that when the two, I don't know if you call them supporting characters, come home to their home, they make a agreement with the people who are renting the space that, look, this is only temporary. We don't want to disturb your vacation. We'll stay downstairs, right? And you need to understand that the White Lion significance of it being a slave ship, and this is supposed to be incredibly symbolic with respect to that, because they go down into the gallows or whatever it's called, and the basement in the home is all made of wood. It's made to feel like a slave ship, okay? So anyways, that's just something to think about. Even all of the props in there are made to look, very 1619-esque. Even this map on the wall shows America divided into four pieces. Is there foreshadowing there? Quite possibly, yes. Now, as time goes on, they start to learn that the emergency broadcast system has been issuing warnings and that the grid has gone down and shit is hitting the fan, okay? Now, cyber attack across the country, power outages reported along East Coast metropolitan areas, so we can see that this is a nationwide phenomena that is happening. And I gotta say, this is probably, civil war of this nature is the most terrifying SHTF scenario. Why? Because it's such a slow grind. You know, at least with a nuclear attack, and this might sound crazy to say, but at least with that, everybody kind of know where they stand. And I've talked about this before, how if there's a cut and dry endpoint to going from a civilization to collapse, then it's easy to function. You know that you are on your own. You know that there are no rules and laws that are going to be arbitrarily imposed thereafter. So you can not just do what you want, because of course there's going to be consequences in the world regardless, but you're not bound by, oh, is the law going to come back? If I shoot this person, am I going to be liable for it in the future? It's just Mad Max. Everybody's just dog eat dog trying to survive. To me, that's easier than going in between pockets of excessive rule of law, like these fiefdoms of tight-knit authoritarian government control, juxtaposed with, you know, the outside the boundary areas where it's just total anarchy and chaos. Having to navigate in between those two systems of governance would be incredibly challenging. And a civil war means a long sort of attritional grind, whereby, yes, you're deprived from many of the amenities of the life that you're accustomed to, but maybe some are also present. So it would be a much more complicated world to navigate, I do believe. That's why this world that they're portraying here would be so challenging, and more challenging, I think, than a full-blown Mad Max world where it was every man to himself. Now, like I was saying at the beginning of this review, basically, it's a three-step maneuver to topple the government that is being imposed here with this cyber attack. They don't say who exactly is the ones perpetrating it. For all we know, it could even come from within. Okay, this could have been something that was created from within, and perhaps that's what the film is trying to say, that this might have been an inside job. Basically, you isolate, disable communication and transport around the world. You create synchronized chaos, covert attacks, misinformation without any clear enemy motive, and then there's a coup d'etat. There's a civil war, there's collapse, there's an internal nuclear conflict, and perhaps that is when the enemies from the outside come in, when it's been completely destabilized and when we've taken out ourselves, okay? And remember, all of this was preceded by 666. You can't make this shit up. Anyways, lots of subtleties in the film. This backdrop of her bedroom, you notice that there's water in the background? Well, that goes back to the slave ship, because they, the Caucasian family, are staying on the upper floor of the ship.
That movie is definitely creepy. Paranormal. Oh my god, aliens existed. What is this now? Oh my god. This looks like those crop circles, or what is this? Some crop drawings using some extremely high technology. What? This is definitely insane. Is that even real, or some footage made up by who knows what? Anyway, thanks for watching up to this far, man. You are loved and respected. See all those videos as past, the comments. Leaving a comment will be very, very helpful in reviewing the channel. Big up to everybody, man, and respect to yourself. Much love. And from wherever you are, share love and caring to those around you. That's our message out there. And good vibes. Lots of good vibes. Goodbye till we meet next time. Stay with peace and love. Yo, we are out.